Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Emilio in Tennessee. We got Tim in Green Bay here to talk Packers. We got a big show for you guys and gals. We heard from Jeff Hafley earlier today, so we're going to dive into that a little bit, see what he had to say on Matt LaFleur's offense, as well as kind of praising his defense a little bit too. And then we'll jump into a little bit of the injury report, kind of give you an idea of where we sit there, and then we'll dive right into Chalk Talk. All right. Before we get into all that, if you guys and gals would do that YouTube stuff for us, hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you hit subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified every time we do go live. Like we did earlier today, breaking the news that LVN was back at practice. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a second. Just full disclosure too, your boy has been under the weather. All right. Let me just be up front with you guys. We've dropped about 4.5 pounds in the last 48 hours, battling some kind of stomach bug. So I may have to go call some dinosaurs. If I step away, the guys will just continue to chat and I'll get the job done, get back up here, man. Make sure I wipe my mouth on the way back up too.
Wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
He tried to warn us, man, but 'tis the season. You know what I mean? So,
that's right.
All right. Let's waste no time. And you're probably wondering, why are we going live early? We're going to get cussed out in the chat. I promise you. What the heck's going on? Why did we go live early? Just trying to get a jump because Chalk Talk's going to be long. Obviously, we got 19 plays to go through, and we'll try to make it as quick as possible. A lot of good stuff in here, though, man. A lot of learning points for sure. But let's do this, man. Let's jump into the Jeff Hafley conversation first and foremost. A lot of the talk this week, guys, has been about Matt LaFleur's offense struggling here of lately. I've said my piece. I've given my opinion on this whole matter ad nauseum, to be honest with you, no pun intended. I've talked about, him being without his number one receiver in Jaden Reed. We talked about Christian Watson getting back in the fold, coming fresh off an ACL. We talked about them losing their top performing receiver, who happens to be a tight end this year, in Tucker Kraft. We talked about losing your starting center. On and on and on and on. I don't understand why anyone would look up and go, why is this offense struggling all of a sudden? There's a lot of moving parts to the point where Savion comes out of the game for quite a bit the other day. I imagine it's with the foot injury that he dealt with. But also, you had Bo Melton playing the F. You'll see that all over the tape tonight when we get into Chalk Talk. You'll see, I think, 2 or 3 different snaps where he's the motion guy, the F receiver in the offense. Anytime you got a backup cornerback as your starting F, I say starting F, your number one F for most of the game, not going to be pretty, right? It is what it is. And again, that's so you don't have to completely deviate away from the game plan of getting Christian Watson out wide, trying to get Romeo Doubs in the matchups that you want him in, so on and so forth. But anyway, here's what Jeff Hafley had to say. Matt Schneidman tweeted it out. Jeff Hafley on Matt LaFleur and the offense, quote, "I've got confidence our offense is going to go out, and this is no disrespect to the Giants. We're going to score a lot of points. LaFleur is one of the best head coaches in all of football, all of the NFL, and one of the best play callers." So obviously, Jeff Hafley has heard the noise around Matt LaFleur. I love this approach. He's just being real upfront and honest. Hey, listen, y'all can talk trash about the head coach all you want. I know this is one of the top play callers in the game. It's amazing how he goes from known as a play caller, and he's not a good enough, well-rounded coach. He's an excellent play caller, but he's not a good head coach, to all of a sudden he's forgotten how to call plays, which we'll dive into some of that throughout Chalk Talk as well. So I just want to get your all's take on that. I think it's awesome. Listen, I don't know how long Jeff Hafley will be here. I do find it hilarious that the same talking heads that said Jeff Hafley was going to be one of the next great head coaches in the league, then when their defense took a step back there a few weeks ago, all of a sudden is, well, you ain't got to worry about losing Jeff Hafley anymore. Now all of a sudden we're back to Jeff Hafley's going to be a head coach and Matt LaFleur's a bum, right? It is what happens. Emilio, you start us off here, man. What's your take on this? I love the fact that Jeff Hafley went to bat for Matt LaFleur, though.
Yeah, got to stick your neck out there because he has faith in this team. He knows how the defense works. He knows how hard they work, how well they've actually come out this year and played, honestly. And just Matt knows it too. Matt knows that was a championship level performance from them and one of the best offenses in the league, and we held them to 10 points. and we should have got the dub. Matt knows that. Hafley probably knows that too. But all he can do is try to stop as many points from getting on the board as possible. And I think he called a great game too. And there was only a few hiccups that whole game. And honestly, the defense played great. So I love that Jeff Hafley's taking his neck out from Matt. We got a dog here, and I hope that even if he does get a couple head coach looks, hey, maybe I just want to hang out here another year or two. Me and Matt really just want to hammer this out. I want to see what we can do being great. And, how much is that going to set Hafley back if he kicks it for a year or two and really kind of hones it in at the NFL level?
Absolutely. Tim, I love the way he approached this too, because as Bill Walsh used to say all the time, anytime you're speaking to the media, you're actually speaking to your team. What Jeff Hafley did was, if there's anybody on our defense that has anything to say about the offense, you're going to keep your damn mouth shut. Me and Matt are lockstep. That's essentially what he accomplished with this comment in the press.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's a team game, team sport, team staff, team approach. And, the negative portion of the fan base would say, well, of course he's not going to say anything bad about Matt LaFleur, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, no kidding. Because you believe in the guy next to you in battle, right? And you have a plan. Everyone's got a job to do, different approaches, different focuses. But at the end of the day, the team is focused on winning ball games. And, I got to applaud Hafley for sticking to his guns here. And I agree with Emilio's comments too. There's no guarantee that Hafley takes any offer that he's given. There's probably just a slight guarantee that he's probably going to get some offers to entertain come the end of this year. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to ultimately leave and take a head coaching job somewhere else. So we'll see what happens here in the near future. But I love the fact that we got Shug Hafley backing up Tupac LaFleur, man. I absolutely love it.
Right. Yeah. Think about it. Like, media's like the kid, Hafley and Matt and mom and dad.
Yep.
Media tried to get a different answer from both of them. Didn't work.
Yep.
Said, oh, man, that's an L on that one.
Yep. It's almost as if the people inside of the building have a better understanding of what's going on than, a lot of the people that spend most of their time outside of the building, right?
Yeah, they're damn sure not going to listen to these people.
Receiver by 10 yards.
You know what I'm saying? So let's go on to what Jeff Hafley had to say about his defense as well. This was tweeted out by Hog NFL. It was inspiring football to watch how physical and violent we were. Here was Hafley on his defense there against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night, holding them to 10 points, a top 10 offense. They held to 10 points.
Our staff had a really good plan, and I give them a lot of credit. We put a lot of work into that.
Did he just say our staff had a really good plan? How about that? How about taking the praise and just redirecting it?
We knew how explosive and how talented that offense was and the amount of points that they've been able to score. And I just think we went out and executed the plan. I mean, I thought our line strained. I mean, gosh, they did such a good job of staying square against those big offensive linemen, tearing off blocks. Guys were in their right gaps. I mean, we had safeties running downhill. X and Evan were as physical as they've been. We had corners on the edge tackling. It was inspiring football to watch how physical and violent we were. I mean, Quay and Coop just engaging and tearing off blocks, and that's how we have to play the run. And we showed that earlier in the season, and we kind of hit a little bumpy path, and that's our expectation. That's our standard, because if we can do that against that offensive line and that running back, then our expectation is we should be able to do that every week. And it's not going to be easy, but I like the plan. I like the execution. I'm really proud of the way those guys played it. That's a good group. Our staff.
Yeah, Amelia, I think they put together one hell of a plan, man, to be honest with you. You could see, there was a couple times they got stuck in man coverage and it bit them in the ass. But for the most part, they stayed in a lot of cover 3 looks. We've seen a cover 6 look. I'm going to get your all's take on Chalk Talk here in a minute, but I'm pretty sure the touchdown to Devonta Smith, right? We were in a cover 6, right? So we were, from the offense's perspective, cover 4. So it was quarter, half. They go to the half side, and I think X got caught peeking a little bit. And it was so cool when you watch it back on the tape, you actually see Evan cover all that ground. He was playing the right hash and worked all the way across the field. I'll get your all's take. I'm pretty sure it was cover 6 match, and McKinney just kind of bit on A.J. Brown underneath. And here's the other thing. We're not in the meeting room. They may have seen that 2x2 split or whatever it was, a 3x1 look, and said, you know what? Anytime they've got A.J. Brown working on a crosser underneath, X, you bail on the 2. Evan, you got to help protect over the top, and let's make sure we clamp that down. And it just took a heck of a throw, a heck of a catch, and pretty good coverage by Evan. Still just made the play. So
scared money don't make money.
Thank you, Tim, because that's the truth. Defense was cooking out there. They really were. And like Hafley says, they've been flying to the ball. They've been getting hats on it. You get a hat on there. Okay, first guy's there, second guy punches. We finally got that out of the team this week. All those little things that you've been training in the offseason, every clip Tim showed us of all those drills of the D-line, shake, swim, all that's coming into play now. This is where you got to like file it down. You really got to sharpen that thing right now as you're coming in on these last few weeks, because you're done with those out of your division opponents. 5 out of the last 7, right, are NFC North opponents. This is where you make your hay. Really, the rest of the season to this point probably doesn't matter as much as we thought. We've been 3-6 at this point before, and right now we're 5-3-1. Right. Let's just put our head down and go.
Yeah, one game at a time, man. One game at a time.
Absolutely.
All right, let's shift gears here real quick and get into the injury report, and then we'll jump into chalk talk. All right, so Matt Schneiden tweeted this out. Excuse me. There it is, boys. It's almost here. Packers Giants Thursday injury report. What changed? Edgerrin Cooper went with the foot injury from limited to full participation. You had Lucas Van Ness went from did not participate to limited participation. We talked about that on the earlier show. I'll link at the end of this show. I'll link that video to you guys and gals. You can see the practice footage and all that good stuff. Quay Walker went from limited to full participation with a calf, and then Christian Watson was not on the injury report on Wednesday, however, or would not have been on the injury report Wednesday. Obviously, it was a simulated practice, if you will. And then Thursday today, he was limited with a knee/hamstring. He was asked in the locker room, though, about it. He said, I'm playing on Sunday. So not a huge deal there, obviously. So what's y'all's take on the health of the team? And here's how I feel about Lucas Van Ness. I'll get y'all's take real quick, and then we'll move on to Chalk Talk. With LVN, if you're not 100%, don't put him out there. Defense is fine right now, right? No reason to rush him back. And I wanted him back yesterday. Don't get me wrong. But if he's not 100%, let that thing rest one more week, man.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no point in pushing him out there. We're closing in middle to end of the season. Let him heal up. We've got enough. Get more reps for the young guys, so that, when we are in the late season and his snaps maybe go from 15 down to 6, those 6 snaps, he's had those reps beforehand. And I think that'll be key.
Yeah. Tim, you got anything else to add to the injury report, brother?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
There you go. Perfect drop.
Good news about Coop, though, and Quay as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that yesterday. So going from limited to full is a bright sign. And, yeah, man, getting LVN back right on time, man. Hopefully this happens this weekend for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then just taking a quick look at the Giants and what changed there. There were 3 players that were not on the practice or the injury report on Wednesday. Jermaine Illuminor, I think I'm saying that right. Offensive lineman with a pec. He was limited today. Thomas Fadone, he is a tight end with a foot injury. He was limited today. Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles was limited today. He's a linebacker. And then they put their kicker, Graham Gano, on injured reserve. And then you had Neville Hewitt, linebacker, went from did not participate, and he upgraded to limited. So you got a few other players that have been added to the injury report. They're pretty banged up. There's no two ways about it. Still can't overlook them. So if you guys are watching this video back later, let me know in the comments. Let us know how you feel about what Jeff Hafley said about Matt LaFleur's offense. Let us know what you think about the injury report. We want to hear from you guys in the comments. Make sure you also click subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future. Let's do it, boys. Let's jump into Chalk Talk. And just full disclosure here, guys, sometimes while we're doing Chalk Talk live, the Cannonball John in here. Yeah, John, reach out to me. Thank you, Bates. Man, Bates is on it. Cannonball John, reach out. You won the autographed Lucas Van Ness rookie card. So make sure you shoot me a message on Patreon or 865-658-5824. Would rather it be on Patreon so I don't have to confirm it's you, not some knucklehead trying to steal your giveaway there. But
right.
So let's jump into Chalk Talk. Before we do, I love doing this on the front side. Is there anything you guys want to cover, want to talk about before we dive into the tape here? Is there anything that stood out to you in that game that you feel like going in, hey, here's what I think happened? Just anything at all you want to hit before we start diving in?
Yeah, Carrington Valentine balled his ass off in that ball game.
Yes,
want to put that out there right away if you want to know where I stand on CV.
And you'll only see him on one.
Let's go.
You'll only see him on one play, Tim, and it's a negative play. And it's funny, too, because we'll show you why it wasn't even his fault. But anytime a cornerback doesn't show up on the tape a lot, it's usually a good thing. That's exactly what happened with CV. Great point.
Sure. happy that we were able to lock down the backfield of the Eagles. But, besides Jalen Hurts, you locked down the running backs of the Eagles under 90 yards after coming back from a Carolina game that was not pretty against, run defense. So you're able to, make adjustments, know who you're playing, and take that strength away. Only a couple of, chunk plays that really sprung this game out. So the run defense, really everything. But just pulled up the PFF numbers real quick. Defensive ranked right now is 4th, but tackling grade best in the NFL.
Let's go.
When was the last time we were best in the NFL tackling? You know what I mean? And we've been so on 2-3 years ago, we were screaming. Nobody wanted to wrap up. We're throwing shoulders, dropping our heads. Nobody wanted to do anything. And now we got half to the ball and extra half to the ball to force turnover. So it's coming together.
Big shout out to Coach Derek Ansley and Coach DeMarcus Covington too. These guys are instrumental in that respect of the defense for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's jump into it, boys. Here we go. Philadelphia, Week 10. Obviously, the Packers lose 10-7 at Lambeau Field. The middle 8 was 0-0. We lost the turnover battle 2-1, and we've been very vocal. You'll hear about it a little bit later in the middle of this Chalk Talk episode, where you had an opportunity to win the middle 8 3-0 at a minimum there, and unfortunately you turn the ball over. You lose the turnover differential in the middle 8 on one play is essentially what it came down to. So anytime that happens, it's going to be hard to overcome it. And mentioned it as soon as it happened in the game day chat and was just like, boy, this is going to be tough to overcome right here. It sucks that one play can have that big of an impact, but nonetheless, let's get into it. First play here, we're going first quarter, 10:32 left in the first, 0-0, second and 9 play at Philly's 38-yard line. This sucks, guys. You lose 11 yards on this sack, and these are the situations that Jordan Love's got to get better at. You cannot afford to take a sack in this situation. You got to play within rhythm, play on time. If there's nothing there, either chuck that thing out of bounds, make sure the receiver's in the area, or try to scramble and get yards. You cannot take an 11-yard loss here. And the reason being, it pushes you out of field goal range. This is another opportunity that this sack here basically puts you in a situation on the next play. You'll be 3rd and 20 where you got to kind of chuck and duck and just try to make something happen, as opposed to you could have stayed on schedule right here, or at least not gotten so far behind schedule and played for a field goal. That could have been the difference in a tie ball game, and you losing. The play call is 11 gun left, dub nasty, T shuffle flat, 674 Y leak. And here is what we've got. So nasty, you guys know what that means. Dubs is just a 2x2 set. The T is going to shuffle out and then attack the flat. Okay. So that shuffle motion is before the ball snap, the T will just shuffle outside, right? That's typically what that means. Okay. 674 is off the route tree directly, like the old East Coast terminology. And this play is going to be a dig from Watson. All right. So you got your dig. That's the 6 route. You got the corner from Rome. All right. There's your 7 in the number system. And then a 4, which is a curl. So you're just going to sit down here in the middle somewhere. Okay. And then, of course, we talked about the T shuffle flat. Again, 11 gun left. And the left means it's a strong left look. Is all that means. Okay. 11 gun left, dub nasty, T shuffle flat, 674 Y leak. With the Y, what he's going to do is chip and then leak out and sit underneath. So what you've got here are multiple options for Jordan Love, right? You've got the dig across the middle of the field, and you got a second window as well. You got the corner up here, and you got a 2 underneath in the middle of the field with an outside underneath. There's plenty of options here. You got to get the ball out. You cannot take a sack here. Unfortunately, that's what happens, regardless of how bad the protection is. So what I want you to key in on is you're going to notice Rome is going to be open here. We need to make a decision here, guys. Does Jordan Love have enough time to step up in the pocket and hammer this corner? I want your all's take on this, because there's mixed opinions on social media. All right. Right here, you've got to know what's he looking at. So he's immediately looking here, right? Got a little help over the top. That deters you just a touch, right? This guy's kind of sitting in the flat. But if you want to stay on schedule, where can you go with the football, right? Where can you go? Can you go to the curl? Is the middle of the field going to be open here? It kind of looks like it is, but you got a safety poach in here and Blankenship. Probably either want to dump this off in the flat as soon as possible with the way those hips are and the way the safety looks. But as the play unfolds, you'll see he's open. You got to hammer that, right? Now, you can see he's already off of it. He's seen the safety, came off of it, and is looking here. Go ahead and dump that thing. You can't hold on to the football, though. You see what I'm saying? But Rome is wide open. So, again, I know the Matt LaFleur haters want to say he doesn't know how to scheme anymore. It's a bum game plan. right here, you have plenty of options to stay on schedule on a second down play, right? 2nd and 9, as a matter of fact. So again, pick wherever you want to go. You want to go to the flat here and pick up 3 or 4 yards? Go here, maybe pick up, whatever, 5 or 6 yards, or go here for the shot play, essentially, to Romeo Dobbs. So we roll the tape. Instead, Jordan looks right, comes back left, looks back right. He just wasn't comfortable. They're going to say the offensive line played on that play, but that is on Jordan Love, in my opinion. I want to get your all's take on it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Pick an option, right? Pump fake there, or a hitch to the flat, and then try and hit Rome if you can. I'd even argue right there, even a semi-risky dart over the middle to Christian Watson would be better. And I agree with your point. Anything's better than taking the sack here, because this play started, even if we dart a ball incomplete, we're looking at, I believe, a 55-yard field goal attempt, which is relatively comfortable towards the edge of McManus's range. Certainly makeable. Certainly, not a 64-yard attempt like we saw a couple of times. But you can't take the sack at all. But again, like you said, comfortability in the pocket. Let's look at the pocket. How long did he have a pocket? Not a whole lot of time. Kind of uncharacteristic Zach Tom getting dog walk there on the right side. So just difficult. It looked like he was hesitant.
Just didn't trust his eyes. Really didn't. And I understand not hammering that curl or that corner right off the bat, Emilio, because you get the safety poaching over the top. Now, if you're reading technique, it's okay to throw that pass. However, you still got the flat over there. You got the dig coming open over the middle. You've even got a curl over here on the left you can throw to too. But the reason I highlighted Jordan Morgan, did you just say Jordan Morgan pancake? Was that Jalen Carter he pancakes here?
Mm-hmm.
What's Jordan Morgan? Pass pro, guys. Get your ass on the ground, boy.
Love it.
Come on now. Georgia ain't got nothing on Arizona.
You almost wonder if Zach Tom held up just another step or two there, if Jordan maybe rolls to the right instead of, getting spun around, going to his to the left side.
All I will say is I think Jordan was talking about this in his presser. He got it as a cloud look. When he first read it, he read cloud right side. So that right side corner, that top of the screen corner, he's playing, a hook flat.
Right.
But what he did was Jordan was saying that he played it super deep, and it kind of got him off of it early. And that's where he kind of just, he got rid of it super early because the corner was dropping back so far. Though the corner's responsibility is that running back in the flat, he dropped too far back. So Jordan said, all right, let me get off of that. And by the time I came back to it, it was too late. And that's where you running into the issue of, hey, it's you called a good play against it, but you also only have 3 seconds. He's again, we're up in the sky. He's ground level.
Right.
There's 4 dudes in front of him before he even sees Rome on that back corner.
Yep.
And again, the whole point here that I want to make, though, this is not a bad play call, guys. You had multiple options to get the ball out. You're just trying to do too much, right? And that's why I don't understand the looking left and still holding it. Like, there's nothing you're seeing here unless this is in his line of sight, right? That could be the case as well. But you see this guy's fading back. Give Christian Watson a shot over the middle there, right?
Yeah.
So,
or even tuck it and run forward and fall forward,
right.
get back to the line of scrimmage, or maybe get us a yard or two or something.
Yeah, because again, that was a 2nd and 9 play, and now you're looking at 3rd and 20 after an 11-yard loss. And this is the incomplete pass to Christian Watson, who Christian Watson has already said, hey, yeah, I should have played the ball. I misplayed the ball. So this is that incompletion, right? The play.
This receiving is tough.
And the play call is 11 gun right, empty chips, 9 flat, Dino, Y leak. All right, so 11 gun right. There's your tight end on the right side. Empty chips means the tight end and the running back are going to be playing a little chip set, right? They're playing right off the edge, almost like a double tight end position, but one is a running back. You're going to go 9 flat, okay, which is essentially a go ball, and then it's going to chip and attack the flat, all right? And then you're going to go Dino, which is a double post. Most of the time, these are at differing levels too, all right? You'll kind of layer them in. And then, of course, you've got the Y leak that's a flat as well. So, again, when you look at this play, I don't mind the shot play here. It's 3rd and 20. You're probably not going to pick up the first down. You could try to take what the defense gives you and put you back in field goal range, but it's going to be a long field goal regardless. So I don't mind the shot play. What I do mind is how Christian played this, because as we said in the game day chat, football IQ here on a 3rd and 20, if the corner is going to pick the ball off, I let him pick it off inside the 5 and just nail his ass, right? If you truly think I can't get to the football, it's easier said than done when you're on the field. But we seen this earlier in the year with Xavier McKinney on defense, where he should have batted the ball down. Instead, he picked the ball off, and it cost you about 40 yards of field position on a 4th down, right? So similar situation, FBI situation, football IQ. What Christian does is, 1, go up for the football, right? 2, let them intercept it. But 3, you should not try to bat the ball down, right? Now, you're giving your punter a chance to pin them deep. But again, the people that said, oh, Christian played this perfect, you're going to notice here, and Christian already acknowledged this on Twitter, right? The ball hits him in the helmet. He mistimes it, misjudges it. Like right here, you should be turned around, high pointing that ball. You're 6'4" on a smaller corner, right? Instead, it doink right on the helmet. It's just a tough look for me. So want to get your all's take on that. Again, if you want to argue that, no, I'm not really going to buy into the whole football IQ thing, I completely understand. It's hard to make that decision in real time. But for me, it's kind of, there was 3 options here. Try to catch the pass, try to let them intercept it and tackle them there inside the 5, or bat the ball down. Of the 3, you did the one that I feel like was probably the worst decision.
I agree with that. And I don't think it's an indictment on his football IQ. I think maybe it is on that play, right? Maybe you want a better decision. I think I said this last night. I mean, the one positive I get from this play is that Scoop made up his mind and went with it. You know, you didn't see him kind of caught in between or indecisive. But ideally there, go up and try and catch that football. If it gets picked, it gets picked, right? And not even Christian having to make the tackle if it gets picked. We had other personnel down there. I don't think that ball's getting returned, for a tutter or anything. So yeah, I mean, maybe a lapse in your football IQ, knowing the situation, type of moment. You got to wonder, a half a second more, Scoot probably goes up and high points that, another patented high pointed catch and landing on your back at the 2-yard line, and we got first and goal. But I do applaud him for the fact that, he might have misjudged it, but once he turned, he made up his mind to try and play defense. So I'll take that. That's the little glimmer of positivity, I guess, out of this play.
I love what Coach Lynn says there too. This was a dime, boys. He dropped this right in the bucket. He knows, hey, look, I know he's got outside leverage, but I got to keep it away from the middle field coverage. He gives Scoot a chance to make a play on this ball, no doubt.
And I mean, the way Quinyon played it, he kind of pushed him back inside. I think Jordan made the right read, though. The way Blankenship was kind of sliding his hips, going back to the middle of the field. That's the look. You get it. You get it engaged, and he let that thing fly. I think Quinyon kind of pushed Christian back inside, on the other side of the numbers. I think he was trying to stay on the left side of the numbers, and he would have been totally fine. But it's not like he didn't know that the ball hit him in the helmet. You know what I mean? Like everybody thinks that he didn't know that he felt that. It's the same thing in the replacements when Falco hits the dude in the helmet and just drops him on the deep ball. It's like you're gonna realize that the ball hit you. Obviously, he wanted that one back.
You can see it in his body language.
Yeah,
like right as he you can see it in his body language. Like he knows it.
But again, week 10 to whatever it is, week 10. Are we happy that this mistake happened now? All right, fine. Yeah, slap the hands. All right, cool. Let's get that one out of the way. You don't think he's going to go up for every deep ball now that is out there? Like, no matter what, the man's going to go up. And even if he does get picked, I guarantee you he's making that tackle or touch him and he's down at contact. So, I mean, that's going to kind of adjust his, approach moving forward, I would think.
You're right about him getting forced inside the numbers there.
Just kind of bent in.
That. I wonder if that was he was trying to hold the red line and he just got worked too far inside.
Mm-hmm. So what you had there, though, was back-to-back plays. You were a 2nd and 9 at Philly's 38. You take an 11-yard sack where you have multiple open receivers, right? And then that play there, I love Jordan's decision. Nothing else was there. Chuck it up, give your guy a one-on-one opportunity. It was just misplayed by Christian Watson. So now what ends up happening is obviously you go back and you punt to pin them deep. So let's fast forward now. First quarter, 59 seconds left. It's still 0-0. Keep in mind, should have had a field goal on that drive. I think we would all agree, right? 3rd and 8 from your own 20, from their own 24. This is the Edgerrin Cooper forced fumble. And man, what a great play by Edgerrin Cooper. The dude's got such a high football IQ. We're in a nickel 4-2-5, cover 3, 29 buzz. So you're going to see 29 is actually going to buzz. I love buzz out of cover 3 because it gives you that extra body in the run fit, and you can really, really be aggressive. So obviously with cover 3 defense, it's where one safety stays deep, and one is going to buzz down into what we call a hook curl. Now, what you'll notice with Xavier McKinney here is he drifts a little bit deep. He's going to play it a little safe right here, right? However, as soon as he sees our boy Jalen Hurts, this is a quarterback run, they came out of an empty look. Notice how quick Edgerrin Cooper, look at the twitch on Coop. He's covering this guy in the flat. It almost turns into like a match coverage because he knows he's going to have his hands full if this guy does turn it into a wheel route, right? But watch how quickly he turns around, finds the football, and then goes in and attacks it. Bang. And by the way, shout out to Xavier McKinney taking on a big hog molly there too. That ain't easy. Look at this pulling guard or pulling center, whatever it is. Get up in there, sacrifice your body, and that allows Cooper to get there in time to punch the ball out. And by the way, you think Keyshawn Nixon wasn't trying to house that thing, boy?
Oh, man.
He was wanting it bad.
Great job by McKinney to engage and then kind of just give him that little sidestep there.
And
right there by the hand to the chest, and then he's moving out of the way already.
Know to play the outside half here too. Create extension, play the outside half, and then watch Coop come in. Boom. Beautiful strip, man.
Yep. Try to turn him back inside. Wasn't there, but you had help on the outside, and you just got to play the numbers game there. But great job, because it's not like they can go and just cut block the tackles coming at him now. And even if still happy that he stood him up, made a play, wrapped him up. That's why we're, highest tackling grade in the league according to PFF right now.
I wish we had a sideline shot of the ball king reacting to that one.
Oh, yeah. It's probably somewhere for sure. So one thing I did want to mention, second quarter, 15 minutes left. So it's the first play of the second quarter, not this play, but another play that didn't make the cut. A 4th and 1 where we're looking to go for it on 4th and 1. Kennard got a penalty. He reported eligible, and he was covered up. So another mental mistake there, right? And again, I'm still baffled that people blame that on the coaches. Guys, there are peewee football teams that are taught week 1. Play cover, play uncover, depending on the level of skill set and the rules that those specific leagues are playing. That is day 1 install stuff. You're not going to convince me it's the coach's fault that a guy lined up illegally. I'm sorry. That would never happen at the NFL level. There are college players all over the country. These players knew how to line up when they played in college. They knew how to line up when they played in high school. And then all of a sudden they get the NFL and they need the coach to go, hey, make sure you're lined up right. No, that don't work that way. That stuff's good. These are all the criticism that Matt LaFleur is getting, that he doesn't have his team prepared. What are we talking about? Matt LaFleur's got to make sure his guys are know how to line up and cover and uncover. That just blows my mind that people actually think that that's on Matt LaFleur there. So anyway, that was a crucial play that took you from a 4th and 1 to a 4th and long. And then, of course, you end up punting the ball as opposed to going for it, picking it up on that 4th and 1. Just a big mental mistake there. All right, let's go to second quarter. 14:46 left. 0-0, 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Quay Walker pops up on the tape here for a tackle for a loss, and I love it. Nickel 4-2-5, cover 3, 33 buzz. So we talked about 29 buzzing earlier. This time you're going to have Evan Williams buzz down. So once again, when we're in cover 3, if y'all notice, cover 3 zone, good things happen, right? This is another situation where you got Evan coming down into the run fit. Everybody's in a cover 3 look. They're showing press man, but they're probably belling, right? He's buzzing. It's going to be flat, right? Curl flat. Over here will be curl flat, okay? And then you got hook curl. So you got 2 in the middle, curl flat there. And then, of course, McKinney is going to drop deep, all right? So, again, this is a tackle for a loss. When you're playing zone, your eyes don't have to be on your work. You ain't got to be going, okay, I got to watch the running back, and I can't. No, you can just key in on where the ball's at, right? Like right here, if it was man coverage, he's got to come over. He's got to keep his eyes on his work, make sure he doesn't release, right? Instead, everybody's eye are on the ball, and you're floating to your zone unless you're in a true match coverage, right? So watch Quay attack the football here. And, again, the guard falls down, but I love the fact that Quay, no hesitation whatsoever, watch him attack the play. He was ready to take that guard on in the hole. Saquon Barkley said, oh, no, Emilio, what am I going to do here? I got a nasty number 7 right in my face, man.
Yep, Tim was screaming at this point, top of his lungs, man. I'm telling you, you get that man screaming around the corner, you don't want to face him. I wouldn't want to face Quay in the hole, so That's big there. And same side back too. I like that. Yeah, that's right. That's when he tripped and he was just the dude was just like down, like he got downed in Call of Duty. Clay, he was just trying to fall over to the man.
That revive, man.
Yeah, I said, "Come on, get me!" Oh man.
Yeah, and I love how Evan was there to help too. Like if Quay smacks that guard makes it to the hole. He smacks him. Look at Evan right there to help seal it up. Right. Look at Bull playing great contain on the outside.
Yep. Everyone's got to have their gap on that wall that they're building. That you got to think of a front. Each one's got a gap. Each one's got to be sound. And Evan probably had to the left of Quay, but was just sitting there, making sure he didn't turn it back inside.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we've been talking about with Quay these past couple of seasons, right? Playing fearless without that hesitation. I mean, this is off the snap, man. Start, stop, shoot textbook right here from Quay Walker. Love it.
Something that he's gotten so much faster with too, right, Tim? Like that has like, but prior to, he probably wouldn't have been downhill as quick, and everything's just so much smoother for him. All right, I see it. I'm going. I'm not leaving that. There's no way I'm just going to sit back and let that hole open up for him.
Yeah, love absolutely. All right, now let's jump ahead. Second quarter, 11:46 left. This is one of the plays that Emilio wanted to show. This is one of our explosive runs. All right. 11:46 left in the second quarter, 0-0, 2nd and 5 at our own 27-yard line. This is Josh Jacobs' 11-yard run. This is a lot of fun here, guys. Here is the play call. 12 ace nasty, strong right, U shift to H lead, 26 toss, okay? So you'll notice here you got 12 personnel, all right? So you got bang, bang. There's your two tight ends. Is this a U? This might be a U70 too. I can't tell. That's a big hog molly over there, isn't it? No,
I think it was a U70 with Kennard, or no?
Yeah, it's not on display. I apologize. Here's what we got right here. Those are your tight ends. Yeah, that was my bad. It's coming up. You'll see a U70 here in a little bit. Actually, it's a Y70, believe it or not, but we'll show you guys. So what you'll notice is the U. This is your Y. There's your U. Your U is, how do you say his name? Is it Wiley? Is that how you say it, guys?
Yeah, Wiley.
So watch, Wiley is going to shift to H. So the U is going to shift to H, and now it's going to be an H lead 26 toss. Of course, when we talk 26, to the right are even numbers, to the left are odd. 2, 4, 6. So it's going to be an outside pitch, and it's going to be a lead. So he's getting out here to lead block. They're going to toss it to Josh Jacobs to get outside. What have we been talking about? I want more outside zone run. Well, if they don't feel like Josh Jacobs can truly run outside zone the way they want to, maybe this is the way they're going to substitute for it and doing these outside tosses. To the best of my knowledge, Emilio, they ran this play twice, once to the right, once to the left. We'll get to the left here in a second. And both times, I think they were explosive plays. So You've got something there, right? And again, when you go to a two-back set, it may not look like much, but when you go from ace to a two-back set, what does Matt LaFleur say? 2 backs equals 2 gaps. So now typically these defensive linemen have to attack hold the point of attack and play 2 gaps, right? Play 2 gaps, play 2 gaps. If you're in a single-back set, you can just shoot your 1 gap and be aggressive, right? So you watch here with the toss again, 26 toss, H lead. It's a beautiful play, man. Tossing it out. Look at the lead block by Wiley. Great job getting hands on him. Look at that right there, boys. And we're off to the races. 11-yard gain. That's
perfect. I mean, there's so much to love there. You got Malik Heath on the edge on the left side here. Watch him curl down. You basically get like a 3-4 look, but they're light on the edge there with 30. He turns him inside real quick. You have the backers. You have numbers. I love that you still have the numbers to the look. Whatever the play call was, hey, who called that play? Matt LaFleur? Oh, wow, that's crazy because the linebackers were, heavy side, field side. All right, let's run the toss to the other side. You get a little pre-motion look with Wiley coming into the backfield just to double check, make sure they're not in man. Little shift, and we're off to the races.
Something else, too, you could also call this 26H lead duo. Watch the double team. Look at Zach Tom get a hand there on 98. Right? And look at 65, Aaron Banks. That's called vertical power, right? You're getting to the next level. Look at him getting down there, sealing it off. Like you said, Malik Heath with a great block. Wiley just taking care of business out there. And Josh Jacobs finishing strong.
I mean, you got a seal here and a seal here. And that's
we want to run that play in the alley.
We need more of it. We really do. And you come out there nasty. Everyone's tight. You get Josh Jacobs a second to look at his field, get an assessment, and go.
Yep. I think you're going to see more of this, Emilio. This is, I think, the adjustment Matt LaFleur is going to have to make since the offensive line's struggling. Make them go 2 gap. Make them go 2 gap. And when teams start to adjust 2 gap, guess what's coming next, guys? You're going to see that H, or you're going to see that U line up at H, and you're going to hear us say H to U shift, where they're going to bring them out. And you're forcing them in and out of 2 gap looks. So I think that's going to be right around the corner. That'll be the adjustment they make.
Yeah, and if Matt wants to use Wiley more as a fullback and get into some of those two looks, power eyes, eye formation, offset, shuffle, whatever you want to do, sifts here and there, that's fine. I think we need to – I think he's going to try to get into that a little bit more.
And, again, I just wanted to point out that was an explosive run, and it was – Emilio was the one that was like, hey, make sure that makes the cut. And it just so happened it would have anyway because it was an explosive run. So you
love it.
All right, now we got to fast forward. It's still 0-0. We're going ahead to the second quarter, 38 seconds left. And by the way, it is worth mentioning, you know how I talked about they struggled between the 40s, right? Between the 30s and the 40s. What I meant by that was you hit explosives on 3 drives where you came away with no points. Guys, that is so rare. When you hit an explosive, you triple your chances of scoring on that drive. Now, a couple of times, like we pointed out, you made a mistake at the end that forced you out of field goal range. That's how you don't come away with points, obviously. So here we are, second quarter, 38 seconds left, 0-0. First and 10 at Philly's 27-yard line. I think you had 2 timeouts, all right? So you had 2 timeouts left. The play call is 11 gun left, Z nasty smash, 29 T swing, all right? So, again, the Z is in a nasty split. These guys are out wide to the right. And with the 11-gun Z nasty smash, it's real simple. What you're going to have here is a curl, and they're going to try to get Musgrave going a little bit vertical on a corner route here. You're going to get him down the field. That's called a smash concept. 29 is going to be – it's a little shake, but we're going to run a slant, and then you're going to have a go route here for Dontavion Wicks, okay? And then, of course, you've got the T is just going to swing out to the left as a safety valve. So what you're doing here – is your high-low read to the left. You've got a man beater in the middle, right? And then if they go single high, you can pop that thing over the top to Dontavion Wicks. Couple of places the ball should have gone. Now we need to decide, did Jordan Love actually have time to throw it? I feel like he had this corner route, and he also could have thrown the go. Okay, you guys tell me how y'all feel about this play as it plays out here. Ball's out. Look at the corner. The ball comes out right now. You see what I'm saying up top? But I know Matt LaFleur don't know how to scheme. He is butt naked, boys. Butt naked. This is more of a contested catch. Put it where only he can catch it. Right there is the answer to the test right there. Right? Now, look, where's the protection? He's got room to make that throw. He's kind of rolling right. And this is what we talked about. That first half, he was a little rattled, right? Maybe it was because of the pressure early, that type of thing. Now, you can't throw the slant. And it kind of feels like he wanted to go to Dobby like he always does in crunch situations. Yeah. Look what they got sitting right there. So you've got to read that. As soon as the ball snapped, you got to read the lurk. Emilio lurks like that in college football. Man.
Oh, yeah. All day.
And then fire that corner over. Am I wrong there, guys? Is there something I'm missing there? You got to let that thing go, right? Because it should have already been out.
Yeah, that should have been out at the top of the drop. And it's one of those where you get a little antsy in the pocket. Let's not forget, this is when his knee got messed up last year. It was down in Brazil. It happened against this team. You know, whoever it was, Alligator rolled on his knee. He probably didn't want to get caught up in the mess, but it's not like he didn't stand in there a couple times too. I remember when the pocket closed in on him, he stepped up, stepped left, stepped up again, and he drilled him. Right. I think that that corner probably did need to come out. Who was that ran that?
That ran the corner out?
Yeah, that was Musgrave.
That was Musgrave.
Okay. Yeah, I would have put it up there for Musgrave. I think I like that matchup against Blankenship, and he's got he's got the outside leverage, kind of worked him back inside just a touch. I think he was going to throw it, and then who's that? Zach Tom kind of came across his face, but this is also where you lose out, all right?
Yeah. This is, right here's that play. So if somebody was online blaming Jordan, if Jordan knew how to quarterback, we'd still have our center. What the hell are you talking about? Like, the guys get rolled up on all the time. Like,
so. Oh, no, it was Banks. I think Banks' guy slipped in front of him. I think Jordan was, when he was coming back to that,
See, and the corner should be right there, though.
He wasn't looking at the corner at that time. He wanted the quick slant, but they called cover one hole, and dude sat right there on him.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. So, again, you've got to know, and this is what Aaron Rodgers did so well. Listen, first ballot Hall of Famer. He takes that snap, he's peeking the slant, and he knows if he's firing the slant before he even starts his drop, right? Yeah. As soon as he sees that hole, he's going to that corner, right? Yeah. He's going to set up and toss that thing up.
Yeah, it's not there. At this point, it's already not there. Waited a little too long to get off of it.
Right, definitely.
I agree. You want to throw where your receiver is going to be, not necessarily where he is, right?
Right.
And, anticipatory throw. to Musgrave there. Even a shot to the, put that ball on the pylon to Tay Wicks. Either Wicks makes a hell of a play or the ball goes incomplete out of bounds or something at the top of the drop. Really, that's where that play broke down, top of the drop.
Yeah, got to let that thing rip for sure. Yeah. So now they end up calling their second timeout, right, because he takes the sack there. Luckily, he didn't lose a whole lot of yards. It's better than the play before where rather than run backwards, right, and lose those 11 yards, you're just trying to step up and keep it in field goal range, right? Well, unfortunately, this is the fumble. This was the most important play of the day, guys. This is the play that lost you the game, all right? Here's what we got. Second quarter, 31 seconds left, still 0-0, second and 10, Philadelphia's 27-yard line. This is going to be the strip sack fumble here, all right? So here's the play call. 11-gun, dub nasty, F-cheat to Trace stack right, X-nod, 483, T-leak. Is that long enough for you? 11-gun, dub nasty, F-cheat to Trey right stack, X-knob, 483, T-leak. So you'll notice we come out in the 11-gun, dub nasty. The F is going to cheat over. Who's the F, boys? Bo Melton. That's what we were talking about, right? He played F pretty much all day. So once we get these guys lined up here, there's a little bit of a switch concept at the bottom. I just left it off. But what you got is an X nod, okay? With a nod, it's called a stick nod. Rome's going to go out here and then try to break it up to the end zone, okay? So he's trying to get them the bottom of the out. Some call it out and up. I've always called it a stick nod. Some people say, no, it's a stick nod. If it's the middle of the field, it's out and up. If it's on the outside, whatever you guys think. That's cool with me. 483 is going to be a curl. And I think I've got these right where there's a little switch here. You're going to have a curl, and then you're going to have a post, which kind of look like a climb. Maybe he turns it into a post. That's Christian. And then, of course, the F is going to run a comeback. So he's going to get out here. He's going to show a little out, up, and then work back on a comeback. He was just trying to create enough separation to get the comeback, right? And then the T-leak is going to be a chip and just a little stab route underneath, okay? So you see you've got underneath options. You've got a center field beater, and you've got a couple. I think this is probably a choice route down here. That's supposed to be a double stick nod. But what ends up happening is the guy plays proper technique, so he works it on a comeback here. If I remember correctly, Jordan does not have an open receiver here, okay? So what he's going to do is try to get the ball to Josh Jacobs at the last second. Let's watch him drop. You guys tell me if anybody's open at any point. Maybe hammer at the Musgrave right now.
Gotta be, yeah.
If you do that, once again, this is a 2nd and 10 play. You've got one more timeout left. There's 30 seconds left. If you hammer that, hustle back to the line, run a play, right? Or you can go ahead and burn your timeout, get in a better set, and go that route. Instead,
he's the only one looking. He's the only one that has eyes on. Christian's not looking. Rome hasn't had his head turned around, and Bo Melton's still mid route. I mean, dude's trying to get the out and up. He's not even paying attention.
Yeah. So instead of throwing that ball there, and I know Coach Lynn said Dobbs is open. The problem, Coach, is Dobbs isn't running an out. If he was running an out, we'd be good, right? But he's actually running a stick nod. So Jordan knows if he throws that, Dobbs is going to be here when the ball lands out there, right?
Don't
look
like a choice route gone wrong.
Yeah, I thought the same thing initially, but then when I watched it back, I'm like, okay, it's a double stick nod. And you'll notice a Bo at the bottom of the screen. He's like, all right, this ain't going to work. Let me just work a comeback, right? But by that time, the pressure is in Jordan's face. So once again, the answer to the equation here is Musgrave right now. Get that thing out.
1,000%. It's got to go. You're at the top of your drop. Fire. It looks like you're almost cranking it right now. Let it fly.
I love what Jen Wright says, too. He had a couple balls batted at the line. I wonder if that played in his decision-making. Could have, right? Could have.
Who's that engaged with Morgan right there? Is that Carter?
I'm not sure.
So.
We'll look at it.
Right in the middle there. See the hands go up? See him jump up?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's what, maybe Jordan kind of hitched there because he didn't want it batted down or felt like he couldn't change the arm angle.
Need a little slide arm shuffle there, Tim.
Yeah. I think it's 50. I think it's 50. Yeah, it's not Carter. Oh, maybe it is. 98.
You're right, Tim. If he throws at the Musgrave, that's getting batted down, just like Jen said.
Yeah, that is Carter jumping up. Yep.
He kind of
you got double punch to the stomach on that man right there. Come on now, we don't want him jumping.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta hit him as hard as you can, right in the bread basket, bro. So here's the tough part, right? Jordan gonna try to let me tuck it right here. Just go down.
Yeah,
right, just go down. Because again, it's second down. This is actually third down. Now you can kind of huddle up. Do we want to go for it on fourth down? Do we want to try a long field goal type thing right before halftime? But the problem is, look at Jacobs is standing here wide open, right? If Jordan gets that ball to him, right, and he almost does, we're sitting here today saying, damn, that felt like Brett Favre. Look at that, right? Instead, it ends up being a fumble, and we're going, that cost us the game. So Monday morning quarterbacking at its best. But I want to be very vocal. I feel like that was the most important play of the game. You turned that ball over. You were in field goal range, on the cusp of field goal range before the first sack. You had answers to the problem on that snap. You end up taking a sack. You had a quick answer there, although looking at it back, probably going to get batted down. So the main thing there is you got to stop trying to do too much. If he makes the play, we love it. If he doesn't make the play, that's the problem, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just, it's tough look. So again, that's the play that essentially cost you the turnover differential and prevented you from taking the lead in the middle 8, both of which you end up losing on the game. So if you don't turn the ball over there, the turnover differential ends up being 1-1. And if you end up with 3 points, you win the middle 8, 3-0. I guarantee you win the ball game. It'd be something like a 94% chance of winning that ball game.
And also, if he even if he didn't get it to Josh, I feel like we've seen it a lot recently where quarterbacks just get it out and throw it at the feet while they're in the pocket, right? As long as you got a tight end or a running back somewhere in the pocket, it doesn't matter if whatever you're doing, you could just spike it real quick right there and it's over. Then either way, you would avoid the sack at that point. I think either one of those two he was trying to get done, it just didn't work.